Here we are. We start things off with the first Radiant Typhoon card. Vision draws 2 cards and gets rid of another piece, and there's the Crocea being activated.
I mean, gotta play through 20 entraps from Mattia, so we can assume that this will not be the easiest opener from Alessandro, but if there is one card that you really need to negate is this one, and I'm surprised Mattia does not know the effect. And yes, that's a great way to answer it with the Ghost Bell. But I would be shocked if we don't have other ways to play it, since we discarded a monster, and we do indeed. Do we have another response from this?
Corner.
Oof. We do.
Tough spot here for Alessandro.
Yeah, funny enough here, if Alessandro just normal summoned, it would have been in a much better spot, but he decided to special, and now he will yet again ask Mattia for a response.
Yeah, I mean, you're surprised that Mattia may not be familiar with the deck, because like at this point in the tournament, like
definitely one of the most representative, so has to be surprising, but this time around Mattia allows it. Honestly, not surprising. He doesn't really care too much about this mystical space Typhoon for now. Is that gonna be it? It is. So only 2 face downs from Alessandro, and it's a pass back to Mattia. The Typhoon can still be decently annoying against the field spells for the Yami deck, but I mean, there were definitely worse openers that you could be facing off against. But we start with a normal summon of a Fiendsmith Lacrima. Standing an Engraver. Mattia thinking a bit about his options. Trying to take a look at the 2 cards in hand from Alessandro. Is it another Crocea?
Can't really tell.
But we enter battle phase, keeping things as simple as possible. Are we gonna see some yummies here is the question. And we are. Lollipop coming down, possibly shuffling back something from the graveyard of Alessandro. And super polymerization. Wow.
Wow, the card that we were not expecting in the main deck from Alessandro.
Yeah, because same attribute, but different type. And there is the Crocea, the last card. That's so brutal. And as you can see here, very good play by Alessandro, calling wind to play around a possible infinite impermanence from Mattia. This gets to resolve, and it's huge.
I mean, what seemed to be a weak opener at the end is
yeah,
it's more than expecting, to be fair. Like this super polymerization shutting down Mattia's plan entirely. Let's see what's next. Okay.
Fiendsmith tracked. Allowing the Lurry to come back. At least now he knows that the last card in hand is this Mystical Space Typhoon. The last card set. So Mattia can plan his turn better. He has an engraver that he can summon back. And we see something quite unusual here, activating the graveyard effect of Fiendsmith Tracker to fusion summon. And that allows Mattia to go for a synchro. So, pretty good find
Well played here by Mattia. Yeah, something that you don't really see often with these lines. Yeah, very interesting. Usually the Fiendsmith track is not used for that mean, but yeah, I mean, like, still in there, still hanging in there. Yeah, Marsmal and the Capsi get added to Mattia's hand. Also, Mattia already declared the battle phase, so he won't be having another chance this turn. Kill spell.
Yeah, but let's not forget we have the Mystical Space Typhoon for the field spell, and most importantly, we already used the battle phase this turn at the very start. So this is still quite open. Oh, interesting. We are allowing the field spell to resolve.
So you want to keep it for the surprise, maybe later?
I mean, I guess he knows that if he tries to use Mystical Space Typhoon, Mattia can just chain the synchro and it's even worse. So it's definitely not the easiest of situations. But yeah, now you get two more bodies. Mattia considering just calling it a day and going for an SP. But keep in mind, he cannot target the monsters. So this would need to be the Mystical Space Typhoon. Or something in the graveyard, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be the Mystical Space Typhoon. And it resolved. Alessandro not chaining it, doesn't want to give more monsters, and I think Mattia is done. Pass back to Alessandro. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, especially because like Mattia, I think he navigated it quite well. I mean, he did his best because the Super Poly was, of course, unexpected. On the other side, we know 2 of the 3 cars in Alessandro's hand at the moment. Yeah, just having rid of Mad Dragon doesn't want to make any mistake. Let's see, because now the SP Little Knight has been used on the Crucia. Ow. Now. Cherry.
A little bit of a chant here. A little bit of a chant.
Chill.
And no activation of synchros. Banishing Mystical Space Typhoon is also annoying. Of course, we know there is a second copy in the end, because once your opponent has some spell and traps, you need to, you know, your level 3 monsters get significantly weaker, because you cannot special summon them if you don't have Mystical Space Typhoon in the graveyard. But Alessandro here going for one of Megala. And here comes Mystical Space.
So you can also chain the Megala then.
But, okay, yeah, this is where I was confused. He cannot special summon the Megala, because Mystical Space Typhoon is banished.
Oh, yeah.
So he needs to normal summon it. And now he can activate the Typhoon. Which Mattia responds by first sending back his Capsi Yummy Weight and then activating the Yummy Surprise special summon one back. Seems like Alessandro will not interact at all with this, so we're gonna get a bunch of Yummy monsters back. And we always have the protection effect of Mad Dragon, which is gonna be quite relevant. The good thing is we can banish, this second copy of Mystical Space Typhoon.
Yeah, pretty important here for the Radiant Typhoon to always having one in the graveyard, but
here we go, a Crookie. And add back Surprise. Yep.
I think Alessandro's left with one card in hand, right? Yeah.
It. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, what seemed to be like a very interesting opening from Alessandro with the Super Poly now is turning out to be also a very back and forth game because Mattia really won the game just here. So to Alessandro's entering battle phase.
We have already attacked this turn as well at the start, crashing into SP. Or not? Maybe not. Yeah, here you see also the big difference between the pure version of Riley and Typhoon, which can afford to play 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, which makes a ton of a difference here since we do have now the 3rd active. And 2 were banished.
There's Ash Blossom here, the last card in hand, which we were not aware of from Alessandro.
But this Mad Dragon is just putting in so much work.
Yeah.
Not only was it able to rip apart a lot of the field with the super polymerization, but now making it so that all of the interruptions from Mattia are pretty much useless.
Let's see now, because Mad Dragon once again will declare its effect, really causing a lot of troubles to Mattia, because not easy at all to get rid of it.
Yeah, I guess we didn't, because the SP is indeed banished. So now we get to attack over most of this field. Alessandro taking a look at his hand.
Here again, just having a read again in case not to make any mistakes at the Link Monsters from Alessandro. The Eidolon. No, getting rid also of the field spell. Well, I have to say that Alessandro here remained patiently waiting, without playing with his MSTs because 2 copies were banished before.
And now finally accessing the card that made the meme a reality of MST being able to negate. here similarly to how Runic plays out. You can shuffle back 3 and draw 1. Just recycling resources over and over again. And this is an important draw to just keep more going for Alessandro, who has the monster negate active, having this mystical space Typhoon in the graveyard. And again, the start of the show being this Mad Dragon.
Yeah, the Mad Dragon itself is putting in a lot of work. I can really tell Mattia's trying, but not an easy task to navigate the Mad Dragon, especially here with the Mandel being face up onto the field. It's gonna be very, very difficult. Yeah, what a long turn here from Alessandro, showing us the potential of this deck. And yeah, now here Mattia just wants to make sure everything on his side is clear.
Yeah, a very long and convoluted turn. At the same time, I felt like Alessandro could have gone for even more, maybe with the Eldam, but regardless, now Mattia will get back the SP alongside the Crosea. And we still have the Fiendsmith engine active, which we have forgotten for a long time. But we need to be careful about the activation of the Vibrant Vortex, the Varudrox. And in fact, Mattia forgo activating because it doesn't make sense at all to just waste his Think One. And now we're back to square one again. Mattia will have to find a way to mainly out this Mad Dragon. Worst case scenario, just crashing into it somehow.
But again, here now, almost 26 minutes remain on the round, and we're still into this game. One really fought after, and all of our duelists really giving their best to win this one, and you know, putting extra pressure into his opponent.
Yeah, enemy number one. Again, this Mad Dragon, you need 1900 to attack over it. And for the rest, you are pretty much facing off against one interruptions. I'm not quite sure how many quick spells there are in Alessandro's graveyard remaining. Start things off with Netchi. Alessandro has this Varudro to possibly negate one, but needs to figure out why and when to go for this. What a game we're witnessing.
I mean, I think this is by far the longest fought after game of the entire
For sure,
day.
25 minutes already.
Because most of the times we have seen, of course, like our duelist battling it out, but we can't really tell which of our duelists will
yummy
take.
surprise. To which Alessandro responds by calling wind, I would assume. SP is gonna get rid of. Oh, and
Wow, this is huge.
what a draw! The one-off draw gets Ashina. Wow.
This is huge.
I mean, today we've seen a lot of this random one draw at the end of the combo that gets an insane card off the top. And what a card this Sheena is.
Because like Sheena by itself is like brings up onto the field so much advantage. And now the Requiem is being chained to Sheena, bringing the Engraver. I think that is a good catch from Mattia. Now all of the monsters will be bounced back. Yeah. Engraver as well needs to be bounced back. See at the moment of the activation.
But regardless, this is enough. And after Italian Open champion. So they really don't want to let this opportunity fly away from them. Let's see, first and foremost, if Alessandro has learned his lesson, because I do see the Ghost Mourner in end from Mattia once more. But of course, we're going to try and play in the draw phase first. Was there a normal or was there a special is the big question. I think it was a normal, maybe.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure there is the Mourner. And if it is a normal, very well played by Alessandro. Because, again, he managed to play around this Gore Mourner a bit more. And now we should be seeing it. And you can see Alessandro checking his opponent for that.
And if the only interruption that Mattia may have in hand is the Mourner itself, as mentioned, like time is a factor which needs to be taken into account. Because like now the Mourner for sure gets activated.
Oh, but look at that end.
Super Poly.
Double Ash. Is that Dominus Purge? Yeah. And so a lot of non-engine. Dominus Purge. That's... yeah. It's a one-off in the side deck. Very interesting ratio there. One-off. Wow. Not like even playing cross-out, but just playing the one-off.
Yeah. Felt like it was the right rush to go for.
Se la becca. Another big ask, is this going to resolve? It is, and that's great news for Alessandro. Gala making an appearance once more. Also a one-off. Sometimes you see players siding more, but Alessandro is not one of them. There is not a single engine card in his side deck.
Yeah, it goes with Megala sets 3 cards and passes to Mattia.
I mean, better opener for sure. Now, let's see what Mattia has in store for us. And he starts this duel with map. We could see an Ash on this straight away from Alessandro, honestly. I mean, there is also Purge, but let's see. It's an Ash Blossom. Let's see whether that was a bait or we needed access to Capsi. Trying to take a look at the end, but Mattia is not really revealing any of it.
Well, the thing as mentioned is for sure, like, if you're Mattia, you need to consider time is approaching.
Certo.
No,
but it was a bit of a bait, because we do have the Capsi. But again, as a reminder, face down we have Super Polymerization and Dominus Purge. Capsi says bye for the one of Snatchy, aiming to place a field spell, but actually decides not to go for the effect of the Link one. And here it is, Super Polymerization, the card that seemed like it was gonna win Alessandro the duel, but this time it cannot be a Mud Dragon, it must be the Garura.
Yeah, also gets to put the trap onto the field.
And we already know there is one Typhoon, which means he does have an additional negation available. Considering keeping, yeah, and then last second, as it makes sense, keeps the Mystical Space Typhoon. Discards a sec. Oh, luckily for him, Mattia was looking at his cards, and you can see Alessandro smiling because he revealed the Dominus Purge, but his opponent was not looking.
Hear the bell. Well,
here comes surprise. We can negate it. Because Mystical Space Typhoon in 2096 does negate. And yes, here you see it's going to be negating. And that is it. Fist bump, where is game? Can we repeat the same? Mattia, I suggest throwing a bit faster, but let's see. I see Capsi, I think.
I see Engraver.
But on the other hand, I don't think we have any interruptions. So Alessandro is going to be a spectator, I'm pretty sure, until his own turn. And even then, I don't see any going second cards. It's just a full-on engine plus Call by the Grave. And he's going to be staring a full field of Fiendsmith and Yami. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the end again is good from Alessandro, but as you can see, it's double. It's like Crosea, level 3, Call by the Grave, and double Vision. I'm pretty sure it's like Eldam, Crosea, double Vision, and Call by. So Vision could get you there, but right now he doesn't have Droplet, he doesn't have Lightning Storm, any of Super Polymerization, you know, any going second cards. It's gonna be tough. Because I'm pretty sure Mattia will not get another turn. Like, it's gonna probably be down to the sportsmanship of them.
Who understands is in a better position.
Because here, again, no interruption, so you can go on for a while, even if you're fast. Because you have the bridge into Fiendsmith. And then your opponent plays quite an interactive deck, where you don't really play floodgates or any way to stop them. Let's see. And as we expected, here we see this Reproducus.
Here it is. Yeah, Requiem gets through. I mean, yeah, there's no interruption here from Alessandro. Like, it's just a witness.
It's rough. 7 minutes remain. This was a big topic of discussions among top players, also at YCS Dortmund. I remember with both Sky Striker and Radiant Pure. Because when you rely on quick spells and just allow your opponent to combo off, even when you win, you take a long time to do so, and time becomes a huge issue. Let's see.
Almost 5 minutes remain on the round, and Mattia showing us how powerful the deck still is. He's now with the DDD being summoned
Against Caesar coming down, and I think he might be done. So 5 minutes is still a reasonable time, and Alessandro picks up Mystical Space Typhoon, which is a huge pickup here.
Good one.
And he's gotta go fast and start things off with his best hope, but does not go for the effect to draw first, since he has a second copy. And right now, he needs to find a way to play around the Eye King Caesar. Oh, Mattia,
Just thinking.
yeah.
Is he a cold buy?
No, but we can chain before the second synchro hits the field. Our second effect of vision to just go for draws. And Mattia has the option to chain his own synchro here. There was also a cool line exactly to consider here, which is if you chain your own Mystical Space Typhoon, then you can chain block the Caesar with the Crocea. And look at this. Cold buy will be activated on the one-off Snatchy. Really, really good play here from Alessandro. this is gonna completely disrupt Mattia's options.
Well played, Bannon. Yep. Very good recognition.
Yeah, this is tough because now, as you can see, Alessandro can use Crosshair's Chilling One and the effect of vision to set himself back to chain block the Caesar. Very good find. And yeah, this is what he's explaining to Mattia.
And the Mourner. But Alessandro's not done yet because there's the Sheena.
What a pickup. One of the two cards was this Sheena. Do we have a forbidden droplet? We do not. Wow.
And there's the Porch. Wow.
Wow. Oh. What
And
a
that's
fun!
it.
And there is an handshake.